Hello traders, today's topic will be a little bit different here. So it's an interesting one here, I would say. So on that day, I came across one question on social media asking, does having a mentor a good thing? Does it help reduce your learning curve? So the answer to this question is a little bit tricky here because there is no actually good answer for this question. And I have also seen a lot of these different answers on the internet, but I can give you my opinion on this topic. Now let me go to my trading view here. So let me write down my title here first. Does having a mentor a good thing? And the second question is, do they really help reduce your learning curve in trading? So there are two questions here, right? Now the first obstacle here is finding the right mentor. Finding the right mentor. So the chances are most of the trading influencers that you see online are fake gurus. 80% of them who show shiny stuff online are usually fake. I would not say it is impossible to find a legit one, but it includes a lot of research and findings. For some, yeah, obviously, you can tell by the way they express themselves. But for some, it's a bit difficult unless you dig a little bit deeper and see what is inside, especially if you are still in the beginner stage. If you don't have the right mindset of thinking and trading, you will easily get caught into stuff like this. Even me, I used to watch those trading influencers until I know most of the time they trade a demo account or they fake videos. But if you get stuck with the illusions of unrealistic expectation in trading, you will get trapped in this infinite loop of negative cycle that never stops. That's why the first step over here is finding the right mentor, which is the most significant one before you step into your trading journey. Now, the second thing here is getting the right mentor is one thing. The second barrier is learning the strategy itself is useless. As I said before in my previous video, strategy is not the real key over here. Even right now, if I want to show you my exact strategy on how I trade the market, on how I enter my position, how I put my stop loss and take profit, you will still definitely face a lot of questions and problems during your execution. And you don't know what is right and what is wrong. Last of all, you don't even know how to evaluate problems. And you will end up being crazy and confused. Now let me give you an example here. Everything in an emergency response book is based on lessons learned from someone else's disasters. So if you haven't invested the same amount of time, energy and experience and cost, you won't have the ability to solve problems when you encounter them by yourself. What I want to say is that the ability that most professional traders have to solve problems is the real key over here. So even if you learn their strategy without their mindset, without their thinking, it's just a matter of time that you lose it all. So there's a Chinese quote over here that says, 靠运气赢回来的只会凭实力的输回去. So in direct translation, it means whatever you win through luck or you profit through the market, you're going to give back to the market and lose everything because you don't win based on your skill set, based on your professionalism. Okay, now the second point is here. Looking for mentors usually come with a very high price. So they charge a high amount of money for their valuable skill set. So this is my second thing here that you must consider. Now the second thing that you should consider is high cost of getting a mentor. I wouldn't say it's wrong for mentors to charge such a high amount of price for their course because their skill set itself is something that they can create a lot of potential, and I would say it is beyond the sky. Of course, having mentors by logical sense, it can greatly help reduce the learning curve. But the dark truth is that even though they might be really profitable, you might not be able to learn it from them. Even after learning from them, you might not be able to execute like them. So all these are still a question that remain a question mark unless you are willing to put in the effort and work on it. So different people have different learning ability. Some people they learn fast and some they learn slow. It all depends. There is no right and wrong over here. So now the second question here, do they really help reduce your learning curve in trading? So after you have found a mentor for yourself, does it really help for you in your trading journey? So like what I said just now, strategy itself is useless. You need to understand fully how the system works to win the game. Now the next thing over here is having a strategy is just the beginning. Execution is a key. How you deal with the real situation is the key over here. Now I'll give you an example. Imagine throwing a man into a forest without any weapons, without any food. He has to build up his own bow and arrows in order to hunt animals and to get food. So here comes the point. Having weapons itself is one thing. Whether the man can shoot the animal accurately or not is also another thing here. Because shooting is a skill set, if you don't acquire the skill, you don't get the food to eat. The same in trading. When you start to become responsible for what you're incapable of, the words responsibility becomes crucial. You will only start becoming better when you become responsible of your own duty. So without proper training in terms of mindset and thinking, doing something repetitively and improving each part of the skill set from time to time is impossible because consistency is a key. So without proper practice and training, you won't be able to achieve consistency in the long run, meaning you are at the disadvantage if you are not consistent in your journey. So the second key point here is if you are only at level 1, giving you a god level of armor and weapons won't help you become better, and you don't know how to use it. The third key point here is having the right method is the beginning. Execution and consistency is the key. So why do I say execution and consistency is the key? Because without execution and consistency, you're just like an analyst that we see online who does all the prediction that doesn't take trade. A trader and an analyst is a completely different thing. So execution is a key. So there are two questions over here. Let me recap. Does having a mentor a good thing? Of course, the first thing that you have to face is finding the right mentor, but it includes a lot of research and findings. The second key part over here is it is usually something that comes with a very high cost. Now the second question here is, do they really help reduce your learning curve in trading? I believe most of you want to know more about it. The first key point over here is strategy itself is useless. We need to understand fully how the system works to win the game. Let's say if you don't understand the rule of the game, if you don't know what the opponent is thinking, you are just standing there waiting to lose. Okay, so this is what I mean. You have to understand how the game works. The second key point, if you are only at level 1, giving you a god level of armor and weapons won't help you become a better trader. Even if I give it to you, you don't even know how to use it because you don't have the right mindset and thinking. The third key point, having the right method is just the beginning. Execution and consistency is a key. So without proper training, you won't be able to achieve that consistency that most professional traders have, including the execution. So it all takes time for you to become a profitable trader. So I guess that is pretty much what I want to say in this video. If you learned something, please don't forget to drop a like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.